moles and mass. It says to determine the number of moles in each of the quantities below. And put a box around your final answer. I know.
So we can see this over?
Not you, hopefully, but for the people that have been doing tests. While we're doing this.
Can they hear my voice or not?
Probably not. You're too far away. All right, so moles and mass. Determine the number of moles in each of the quantities below. Again, we're going to start off with 29 grams. This is our given. It's of sodium chloride. And basically, we're going to set these mathematically up so that they're fractions. And basically, it's got a 1. The given has a 1 underneath it.
This is worse than that.
Because it leaked through the Epic. All right. Now, what do we know from the front side? We know that we calculated the sodium chloride, Michael, in 1 mole of salt. How much did it weigh, Austin?
It weighed 29 grams.
From the front side of the packet, we calculated how much 1 mole of salt.
58.4.
Right. So we're going to use approximately 58. Now, the key here is that is one, we can use a periodic table to calculate the number of grams in a mole of anything. And so whenever you have grams, you're going to need to convert that into moles. And that's what it's asking us to do. We always have to go back and use the periodic table. So use periodic table. Now, coincidentally, we just figured out many of these. And so we'll just use what we've already calculated. And we won't keep recalculating them over and over again. But if something is a new chemical that's not on the front, just go back to your periodic table and re-add up the masses from the atomic mass to get its molar mass or gram formula mass. It's asking for the same thing. So you're going to use the periodic table. Okay, the key here is that that's a proportional ratio. When we say 1 mole of salt weighs 58 grams, I can use that to convert. And I can use that as a conversion factor. And so I can set that up as a ratio or a proportion or a fraction. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to set it up and use that information as a fraction. Now, I have to decide what should go on the top. Is it 1 mole or is it the 58 grams? What determines where I place the values is by the units. And so in chemistry, it's more important to cross-cancel units than it is to cross-cancel numbers. So my sole focus is always, what can I cross-cancel with? Well, I have to cross-cancel the units, grams, so that's going down. But I also have to cross-cancel out the chemical, which is salt, sodium chloride. So that's going to go down here. How many grams are in 1 mole? Brent? 58. So we're putting the 58 down on the bottom. Again, we got that from the periodic table. Right? And then that leaves 1 mole sodium chloride to go on the top. Okay, now I'm going to show the actual cross-canceling of the chemical and the units. Okay, only after you've cross-canceled out units and chemicals should you then go to cross-canceling numbers if you can. Okay, since we're trying to do this without a calculator, as much as we can reduce the numbers and cross-cancel them out, we're going to do that. So 29 and 58, can we reduce that?
No. Yes.
What's 29 times 2? 58.
I already said.
Okay, so 58. So yes, units. We can cross cancel this out. This is going to become 1. This is going to become 2. So we have 1/2. What units do we have? Moles of sodium chloride, because we didn't cross out this. So the only thing left that's not cross-canceled is included. Now, it usually should be the very end at the top is your uncross-canceled units. So we have 1/2 mole of sodium chloride. But we want to convert this back to, you're not going to usually see things in fraction form anywhere. So you're going to cancel that or transfer it, not cancel, change it back into a decimal number. So 1/2 is equal to what? 0.5. So 0.5 or just 0.5. So my final answer is going to be 0.5 moles. And I'm going to take the liberty to do the quick abbreviation that the chemist gave us and drop that E. I'm going to save that one step. So 1 mole of sodium chloride. 0.5 moles sodium chloride.
Did you know that Zocam's been recording this whole thing?
Mm-hmm.
People take it.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
I should pay attention.
All right, so if you want credit, I know that we're going to get tempted to not write the grams or the units or the chemical. But if you want credit, you've got to set it up this way. Okay, so show me the work and I'll show you the credit for it. I'm going to be picky about it because this is a single step and we're going to string together multiple steps. And it'll make our problems a little bit more complicated. So we have to get into the practice of recording units and chemicals, both items. Okay, so let's try the next one. Okay, I have grams up at the top. So where do the grams go in my ratio or proportion?
On the bottom.
On the bottom again. Is that all I need to put?
No.
What else do I need? That's right. I need the H2SO4. Okay, what number? Did we have H2SO4 on the other side? 98 point oh something. So we can safely go to 98. Right? And what should then go on the top? 1 mole of H2SO4. Okay. So is it always going to be an automatic 1? Well, yes, if I am adding it up from the periodic table, it's automatically going to be a 1. Every time you write moles later, as we work our way through the packet, it's not automatically a 1. It happens to be a 1 because we calculated for 1 mole. All right? And so that's the reason that we're writing 1. We don't just slap a 1 without thinking. Okay? It's intentionally there because we know we calculated it from the periodic table. All right, so I've got to do what next? Cross-cancel what? The grams, not the numbers. I've got to make sure this is set up right because sometimes we set it up and we go to cross-cancel and realize it's not there. That's our quick check to see before we wasted time that we've got it set up the right way. So grams of H2SO4 gets cross-canceled. What units do I have left?
1 mole of H2SO4, 98.
H2SO4 and moles. Okay, now I do the math. Can I cross-cancel out any numbers?
Yes, 196 is 98 times 2.
Perfect. 98 times 2. So that can reduce down. Okay, so our final answer is in, now I can just go ahead and do the rest of the math. 2 moles of H2SO4. Okay. Go ahead and complete 3, 4, and 5. And then we'll do the bottom half with some examples.